Beyond political speeches, the automotive sector itself offered its own framework for navigating the transition. Hildegard Müller, president of the German Association of the Automotive Industry, VDA, outlined a pragmatic path forward. Hildegard Müller said, with its 10-point plan, the automotive industry has presented a way to achieve these targets. The key factor here is that, firstly, the CO2 fleet regulations need to be adjusted. It is necessary to revise the reduction target for passenger cars and light commercial vehicles for 2035 to minus 90%. Her call reflected the industry's push for ambitious but achievable targets. Instead of an outright 100% reduction, which implies a de facto ban on combustion cars, the VDA argues that a 90% cut would keep room for alternative fuels such as e-fuels and hybrids, while still ensuring steep emissions cuts. Merz, Söder and Müller's interventions highlight a growing continental rift. When the EU voted in 2023 to phase out combustion engines by 2035, it was hailed as a landmark moment for climate policy. But since then, economic pressures have mounted. Energy costs spiked after the war in Ukraine. Consumer uptake of electric vehicles has been slower than forecast in southern and eastern Europe. And manufacturers complain that supply chains for batteries and raw materials remain too dependent on China. Against this backdrop, Germany's automotive industry, responsible for nearly a quarter of Europe's car output, has become the loudest critic of a rigid timeline. Merz's government is walking a fine line, signalling support for climate action while demanding Brussels loosen its grip. The Chancellor's language suggested a strategy of moderation. By calling for flexibility, Merz is positioning Germany as a negotiator rather than a blocker. His insistence on technological openness echoes the argument that Europe should invest not only in battery electric vehicles, but also in hydrogen, synthetic fuels and hybrid technologies. Yet the domestic politics are complicated. Green and Social Democratic coalition partners in Berlin remain wary of backtracking, warning that any dilution of the 2035 deadline could undermine Europe's climate leadership. Meanwhile, the opposition Christian Democrats and Bavarian Conservatives are pushing hard for a more industry-friendly stance.